Hello, I'm going to go ahead and share this, so give me just a few minutes. If you're joining me on live, go ahead and say hello, and if you're joining the replay, then go ahead and say hi also. Direct. I don't know if it's working or not. New vomits and mask. It's all in French. Okay, so I'm going to give it just a couple minutes, and if you're joining me live, then again, say hello, and if you're watching the replay, go ahead and just say hi so that I know who's watching and who's joining me. I'm going to share this, I hope. So give me just a second while I share this to my other pages. Okay, just 1 minute. Okay, and happy holidays, everyone. I am feeling like dressing up a little more tonight than normal, so bear with me. Today I want to talk about the moon cycles and how it affects our cycle. And I wanted to first say, no matter what age you are, and sorry, somebody is writing me. That means what? Sorry, give me a moment. Okay, no matter what age you are and whether or not you have a uterus or not, doesn't matter, because as a woman, we are programmed to be cycled with the moon and the phases of the moon, and also programmed to cycle with the life and death cycle. Now, when I speak about death, it doesn't mean death, it means going within. And think about winter, and how winter is a time of going within and bringing back the light within and growing with the spring. So think about that when you think about death. I don't actually mean death. So that's the most important phase. It's the first one I want to speak about. Sorry, my mind is everywhere. The most important phase is our period and our menses, and that is typically during the dark moon, and that takes about 3 days, and that's when the sun and the moon align and birth a new moon. So what is that for? Our ancestors used to take that time and join together all the women. It was for cleansing and sharing stories and being open to divine wisdom. So that is the period. That is our period. That is our menstrual cycle, and it's being open to the mystery of death, surrendering to the mystery of death, and that means the death of what we want to let go of, so that we can, in the next phase of our cycle, create new things, create what we want more of in our life. So yes, it's being open to inspiration. It's the time that we need to go within us and meditate or pray and do the things that we need to do to grow in our life, to let go of things. That is the first phase of our cycle. And it doesn't matter whether or not you have your period, or if you are at menopause, you're still programmed, your body is still programmed to go through these cycles with the cycles of the moon. So this is really for every woman once you have started your period. The next phase of our cycle is the creative process, the creative phase, and that is with the waxing moon. And that is during our ovulation period, our ovulation time. And that is with the time that we feel really sociable, really sexual as well, because we're ovulating and our body wants to create. We're optimistic, we're confident, and we're really extroverted at that time. That's the time that we want to have new ideas. The new ideas come to us and we want to make plans. It's a great time for projects and sharing our dreams with everyone else, so that at the next phase of our cycle, we can look back and start making those dreams come true. So that is the creative phase and our ovulation period. So the next part is the harvesting, and that is just the moment after our ovulation. And that is the time when our hormones change. And it's a time when we lose all that excitement and all that energy that we had before. And we begin to feel more like nurturing ourselves, even nurturing others. But we become really self-absorbed at this moment. And this is the time where we want to look at our creations that we made over the past few weeks, and we want to see what worked for us and what didn't, and what came about from our creations. So it's really the same thing as the year cycles, if you want to look at it that way. You have the spring where things grow, the summer where everything is really exciting. Then you have the harvest period where we're taking the seeds and collecting the harvest. And then you have winter, which is right now, and that is the period of death before the rebirth and the regrowth, where we go within and we look within. So think about your cycle as that, and this happens each month for us. So this period is wanting to release things from the past, and during the coming moon time, we can really release these things that did not work, the things that we want to let go. It's a time for nesting, a time for nurturing, it's a time for harvesting, and it's really a time for introspection. And this will lead you to the next phase, which is when you really experience the PMS. PMS is something that a lot of women dread, but really it's just because we don't understand what is really going on within our bodies, and we don't take that time to go within. And this is something I will speak about tomorrow. The PMS is really more of a broader subject that I want to get into, and so I want to take a full video for that, for you to understand what is going on with your body really, and really start appreciating what your body is going through, and giving it and allowing that time for you to experience what is meant to be experienced in that period. more than 100 physical and emotional symptoms are experienced during this time, and 60% of women experience PMS. So if you think about how this period of our life is explained, like this period of our cycle, sometimes we're considered lunatics, if you've ever heard that word being used. Lunacy, what is that? It's the word comes from luna, the moon. So it's really connected to the moon. It's an energy that is very feminine and emotional, and this period, as I said, is really important. This is a time that most women suffer with self-esteem issues, self-destruction, even forgetfulness and being exhausted. We experience that a lot, and I experience the same. We want to be alone, and we really want to be nurtured and have time to nurture ourselves. And if we don't take this time for ourselves, then what is called, and I've heard this used before, and I think it's a really good explanation of what we experience, is the dragon queen. So the dragon queen is something, an archetype within us that is going to come forth and really create chaos unless we learn to nurture, unless we learn to take that sacred time that we really need during this period. So think about the energy and the PMS that's coming up as a way of it telling you that your body needs this time to relax. It's a sacred time, and it's time for you to see yourself as a sacred woman. It's time to return to our heart space and our nurturing. And our world right now thinks, in our society, they think that when we say that we're taking time for ourselves, and when we don't have anything going on in our lives, like, people look at us sometimes like, okay, well, I'm sorry, and don't worry, it's going to get better. But actually, we need this time in our life to really relax and nurture ourselves, to be able to give more. And that's really important, and you've heard me speak about that before. So tomorrow I'm going to speak about PMS and really go in depth on what that is and what that means for us. So I wish you a very, very Merry Christmas and happy holidays, everyone. And I will see you tomorrow tomorrow morning for most of you. So I wish you a wonderful evening and happy holidays. Ciao.